Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of xah-dired-show. Hello, Emily. Hello, Nabi. So today we are going to talk about emacs then, since you guys are using emacs. And okay, let's set up this. Okay, I'm good to go, I think. So emacs, we're gonna talk about emacs and emac lisp coding. And okay, so let's see today's topic. So today's topic is emacs, and we are going to do. Let's see. I have a topic here, topic sprint, and we are going to keep it under 1 hour today. Maybe 50 minutes or maybe 40 minutes. So let's see topic sprint. So emacs modify xah-dired-show-metadata, so it prints to its own buffer. Okay, that's one of the things we're going to do. And on the left window you can see that's a list of all the emacs commands I call. So here is the topic sprint. Cut that. Okay, so cut, close, save. And today is over here, open, paste, and show in browser. So emacs modify xah-dired-show-metadata. Good morning, Bart. So let's do that, and emacs xah-dired-show. So there is this fantastic command you can use, I can use, everyone can use. Okay, so let's go to xah keyboard blog. There is a lot things going on in the keyboard department, many wondrous things. This, we have a thumb eater keyboard. You know, this keyboard from Japan. There is a Tokyo keyboard meetup going on, so we see a lot, great varieties of keyboard, and this is happening in Tokyo right now. I think it's might be closing down, but so you see a great amount of fantastic keyboards. And look at this one. This one is a thousands key monster. And to operate this keyboard, you kind of splay your hands, like splay it. Normally they make it like that, but this one is different. This one, this weird people. This so different things going on. You don't know what is he thinking. Why would he want a keyboard like that? Maybe he work around a round desk, like you have the circular desk over you, so you have to. This is a power station. So anyway, so we're going to keyboard because I'm going to demonstrate to you a command that gets the metadata of images, the secret data hidden in images. So let me show you. So let's go to the Atlas keyboards. Okay, this is a thumb eater. You stick your thumb in there, Nabi, and, let's see what happens. They actually have 4 keys in this thumb hole, so you can press your thumb up, down, or left, right. I have no idea what it does, but some Japan people are experimenting with this. So let's look at the images. Okay, so we have here image. Open it. There it is, the image. Now go to diode. Now here is the image. Now let me delete the files we don't need, the backup files. So delete them. Yes. Okay. So here is the image. Go to diode. So here is the image. Now I want to look at the metadata. Let's see. So I call this command. There it is. So this command is called xah-dired-show-metadata. So you can see it's over there. It's that one. However, there's a problem because it displays the output in the message buffer. Now, message buffer, you can go to, just switch to the buffer named messages, or use the keyboard shortcut Control-H-E. Okay, so let me expand the window so you can see this is my Emacs message buffer. I just started Emacs. So if we go to the top, you can see I just restarted Emacs. So you can see it's loading my init files and so on. So all the messages go to this buffer in Emacs. And then you can see over here, over here, starting this, over here, that's the metadata output, starting from there to there. And, metadata is such that when you have an image, you can also have text, file name, width, height, and whether you want to rotate it, and what camera is taken, what camera is used to take this photo, what exposure, camera settings, things like that. And also, it may also include your geolocation, your coordinates. So some of those information are sensitive, and you can also include copyright or any comments you want. So that's what metadata is about. It's part of the JPEG or many other image formats. It's part of the standard. But normally you don't see these. Okay, so you don't see these. When you see an image, you don't see it unless you actively try to look at it. So here we have the metadata for this image. Apparently, this is the minimum metadata. But if you just take a photo with your phone, uh, normally it will have a lot more metadata, like lots of other things. Do I have an example? I don't know, but anyway, so let me show this command again. So let's look at this one. Okay, so this photo, let's try to do the metadata. So I press the key. That's xah-dired-show-metadata. So we see the metadata for this file. Now you can see this file's got much more metadata. Now, are there any personal information? Let's see. Primary platform. Okay, they don't. Yeah, they don't have personal information, which is good. I got those photos from Imgur or Twitter. I think, but I'm not sure. When you upload the image, it may automatically delete the metadata. I'm not sure. Not you don't want to rely on that on social networks to hide your metadata, to remove so anyway, so we can see that actually there is a personal information here. You see profile date time. So apparently this guy, we can assume he had the camera since at least 2016, possibly. Wait, maybe not. Okay, so the profile, but anyway, those are extra metadata. So let's do it again. So so it is this file from Japan today. So we look at the metadata again. Then there we are. But now, now remember there is a Google profile creator, Google, and there is let's see what else. Profile Google. Yeah, so Google device manufacturer, Google. That's kind of private information. So this command xah look at metadata is very convenient. And now let's do. Okay, so there are a few things we want to do. Okay, so let me go to the talk show and write it down. So today's talk show, we are going to modify this command. There's something I want to do. I'm going to show you. So we are going to do a emacs lisp session. But before that, we demonstrate this command. What does it do? So explain metadata. Okay, metadata is info embedded in image files. Okay, and some of the info may be private, such as the location and time you took the photo. Okay, so that's metadata. And the next thing we want to do is we want to delete them. Okay, let me show you. So again, it's this file. Now I'm going to call a command to delete the metadata. So press I forgot what's the key. Let's try this. Okay, that's show metadata. So let's do it again. Press. Now it asks me, sure to remove all metadata. Yes. Okay, I say yes. So it removed the metadata for this image. Now let's try to show it again. Show it. Now you can see. Okay, so now let's go to message buffer to show it. So now you can see it's much shorter. All the metadata, at least the private parts, are removed. So that is metadata, and that is the emacs commands, custom commands you can use to remove or show metadata. So the one to remove is there, xah-dired remove all metadata. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the code. So the code is online and you can use it. So let's go here. Let me get to the command. Okay, so here is the documentation for the command xah-dired-show-metadata. And let me pop this out. Good morning, Daniel Langlois. Any comments, questions? Post it. Okay, keep the flood the chat. Okay, flood the chat channel. So that's my terminal. Control L to clean it. And let's see. What am I doing there? Okay, so back to Emacs. So this is a command xah-dired-show-metadata. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. So let's go to the source code. So here is the source code. It's not too long. So this is show metadata, and this is remove metadata. It is why you ask us all so many photos. it is why you ask us all for so many photos. You think. So how do you get that nice green background? Mine is white. Well, that's very easy. Okay, that's Emacs settings. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, so okay, let me remember, where are we? So we go to I'm going to show you that. Okay, hold on a second. So go to the top, background. Okay, so here is how you how I got my background color. Okay, so you just call this command. Okay, nabi. So you call set background. Okay, I don't have a brief for it. Set background color. Okay, that is the Emacs command you call, and you can say pink or whatever. Okay, but okay, let's do that. So there you have it. Now, if you want it in your Emacs init, you just put that there. In fact, let me show you. Let's turn this back to honey dew. Okay, that's the way I have it. So Nabi, just go to this fantastic Emacs tutorial. You go to this fantastic Emacs tutorial, and then you um, there practical Emacs. Okay, and at the bottom you will have a theme. So Nabi, if you are learning Emacs, this is a great place to be. Let's search for actually you go to the init setup, and somewhere here there is color theme. Okay, and this article has all the details. You can set up a theme, or you can set up background like I just did before. Here's a code, and so on. Okay, so that is about setting backup color. Honey Drew, yeah. Okay, so if you just wanted the color, so let's go back to talk show, and let's add that there. Save it. Okay, save it. Now go back to the what we were talking about, which is metadata. Delete metadata and show metadata. Okay, so now we have dired remove all data metadata. Okay, now if you want to use this command, you go to this URL, and these commands are here. The code is here. You just copy them and put it into your emacs init file. Okay, you can wait. Where is it? Oh, okay, yeah. So I got a whole bunch of emacs commands that deal with images, scale images, auto crop, convert to JPEG, convert to PNG, and remove metadata. That's the one, and show metadata. Those here. So that's the code. So let's copy the URL, close it, go back to Emacs, and paste it here. So close that, open that. So there is a code for metadata. But now we are going to modify the command. We are going to modify the command to do metadata. There's something I want to do, but okay. So let's see. What are we doing? So we want to modify the metadata. So yeah. So this image. So yeah. Remember we had some problems with the command because let's go to dired, because every time we call it show metadata, it displays the output in the messages buffer, which means that when you move cursor or when you do something, it goes away. So if you want to look at it again, you have to switch to the message buffer, then you have to expand the window. So that's kind of tedious. Okay, what I want is that I want this output to be in a buffer by itself, so it's kind of more permanent, for this session. So let's do that, and okay, let's do that. So let's see what people are saying. Good morning, Uben Fun. Matrix manipulation in JavaScript. Tell us more. Okay, so I think maybe we don't do that today because we try to keep it short. Maybe possibly we're gonna finish Emacs and let's see where we go. Okay, so Emacs Lisp. So yeah, so let's start modifying the command. Yep. So okay, so let's call the command. Okay, let's go to where the command is. There it is. Okay, so here we have show metadata. We want to modify this code, and okay, so what we do is we copy it. We copy it a new buffer, paste it here, copy the file name, save it as a new name. Okay, .el. So we just modify this code. And so far so good. So, so far so good. Uh, so 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 we want to, yeah. So right now it's printing to the message buffer. Why is it printing to the message buffer? Because of the shell command. The shell command. So here is a shell command. By the way, this command can also do more than one file. So for example, let's go to why am I doing this command? Because yesterday I was working on all these keyboard photos. All these are new keyboard photos. Emily. So I was working on all these keyboard photos yesterday, and I noticed there is a problem because all these keyboard photos, I want to remove the metadatas, and and but there's a problem because every time I call the command, it just show up there. Then I do something, it disappears. That's why I want to fix it. And I was, when you write a blog, so I was working on my I was working on my keyboard blog, and there are a lot to do because every time for example, I get a photo, these photos are from Twitter or Imgur or from Discord. Okay, so let's go to Discord. So there, basically, if you are a blogger, you have so many sources online: Imgur, Discord, Reddit. You sometimes grab the photo if if there's no problem with copyright. Then you have to credit the photo. Like for example, when I write this keyboard blog, I have to credit the photo. I have to get the keyboard name. In this case, the keyboard name is Atlas 56. It's right there. But that's not so obvious for many cases. For example, this one you have to find it. Maybe sometimes it's on Twitter. There's the information. Sometimes you have to read. You have to dig through, and so you have to provide information. Author, when is it created? What circumstances? What is it for? Things like that. Interesting information. That's what you write a blog for people to get to find it interesting. And the build info, things like that. And this one, for example, this one I need more work to do because this one I only have one photo. I would like to have more photo to showcase this keyboard. And also, right now I don't know who is the author for this keyboard. So you just take time to go through Twitter, and sometimes you ask the people. So I was working on this Tokyo keyboard meetup yesterday, and I need to deal with this information. So I this is not done yet because there are quite a lot more photos I haven't processed. For example, this photo, this keyboard is beautiful. It's because and I don't know who is the author of this keyboard, so I don't have information yet. And also, this one is very interesting because you have a curved surface, and I don't know who is the author of this keyboard yet. It just takes time because there are literally hundreds of photos. You have to do them one by one, and so I was doing this. There's a lot to do. I haven't done yet. And here's a bunch of Tron keyboards. I already have like 10 photos of Tron keyboards on my website. So when I see the Tron keyboard, I need to merge them. I need to, for example, let's go to Tron keyboards. Okay. So ergo keyboards. Then you go to the bottom, ergonomic keyboard history. And here we have the Tron keyboard. And there it is, a video of it. the granddaddy of ergonomic keyboards, more or less. Okay, Tron is 1987. Okay, so it's fantastic. I already gathered many great clear pictures. Uh, but today, I got a whole bunch of new Tron keyboard pictures, so I need to merge them, like which one I want to use, which one I don't want to use, what are maybe some new information I need. So things like that. So you have a lot to do. So yesterday when I run into a problem, when I need to get the metadata, I'm not the I don't really care for them. But then, yeah, well, I was looking, the reason is because they are, okay, let me explain the tediousness of writing a blog, okay, writing a keyboard blog. So you got all these photos. Sometimes these photos are duplicated from different social websites. So if yesterday, for example, one is from Imgur. The someone posted a collection of Tokyo photos on keyboards. Imgur. So it's a photo sequence. There's tens of photos on the page. There. You go there. There's a bunch of photos. But the photo, the almost exact photo shows up also on Twitter, because there's a lot of people on Twitter using Japanese people using Twitter, so they also post this photo. And apparently, it seems to me, I don't know for sure, because the same photo, exactly same photo appears in different places. So I downloaded them when I was working on them. I don't know they are duplicate until I put on my website. Then you see a duplicate, but you see, when you see two pictures that are two images that are visually identical, but they are not necessarily the exact same file, because someone may have cropped it or shrinked it. You don't know. So that is when you want to compare. So yesterday I have two photos that's the same, basically the same size and same visual content, but however their file size is different. One of the way to judge if two images are exactly the same is by file size. But that's not 100% uh, correct way to do. But most likely, if two image files have different file size, then that means they are probably different. But anyway, I have these two photos and they looks exactly the same, and the same size, looks the same. However, their file size differ by like 100 bytes. That is when that is when by the power of my knowledge, I looked at the meta information, because I want to see. Wait, I just I just made a copy of the JPEG file. Okay, so you look at so you want you look at metadata, because when I collect photos, I'm kind of obsessive. I want to choose the better quality ones. You know, especially with JPEG images, you could have two photos that looks the same, but one is much more compressed, the other one is not so much compressed. JPEG is a lossy image format, meaning that it's compressed. It loses info. So I always wanted the higher quality version, but that information is not necessarily easy to determine. Usually, I think sometimes it's impossible. For example, if you look at the metadata of this file, you can see it says encoding process. Wait. You can see there is, that's a problem I want to fix today. You can see there's encoding. Okay, so let's go to the, sometimes they say what kind of encoding process. Anyway, my point is that you cannot. It's not it's not easy to find out which two photo is the original. That's my point. Typically, I want the original. So so yesterday I did the metadata for two almost identical files. Then I see the metadata differ by a little bit. I forgot exactly what, but anyway, finally I realized one. Okay, basically they are the same images. So I just deleted one of them. And all this because I really want, it's kind of an obsession, as a nerd. I want a version with higher quality, even that may mean that visually it's impossible to see the difference. But so that is why I got into the metadata business yesterday. And I was going to, typically I was just going to fix the code right away at the time. But however, because now I'm doing video and often it's a case that I can't remember the topic, like I have so many topics, but at the moment you want to choose one. That's usually hard. So I started to, I was thinking, oh, this is a great thing to show people, the how do you modify this code, and then you can explain the whole process, like what I'm doing now. I just explained to you what happened for the process of doing a keyboard blog, all the details, the troubles in the emacs commands, how they relate things like that. So it's a great opportunity. That's why I'm doing the metadata. By the way, these commands, they have been around for a few years. Oh wait, I started to play this video by mistake. You see, this keyboard is fantastic. What is strong keyboard? Greetings to Russia. Well, hello, Matt, to Germany. Just look at my website, okay? Just search for, stop it. Just search for xah-dired-show. You'll find it. So anyway, this command has been there for a while. So where is it? Anyway, so let's show it. Okay, so here is a command. So it's, well, it says 2019 because I modified. Remember, I added these two lines because I started to modify it. Then I thought, let's do it in a video. So this command has been since 2016. Yeah, at least. It could be earlier. But anyway, let's start to fix the code. Okay, shall we? So let's fix the code. So right now it's printing to the messages buffer, and I don't want it to print to the messages buffer. So why is it printing to the messages buffer? Because of the shell command. So let's look at the describe function shell command. Let's see the documentation. Maybe it'll tell you what buffer to output. So let's see. Non-interactive callers and specify coding streams. Shell command default error buffer. So where is it? So shell command is something something something. It's bound to something something. So this is the syntax shell command something something. There it is. Output buffer. Okay, so output buffer and error buffer execute something something interactively. So where does it say? Okay, here. So the optional second argument output buffer, if nil says to output in some other buffer, yeah. What a redundant sentence, redundant explanation. So if output buffer is a buffer or buffer name, erase that buffer and blah 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 blah. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, output buffer. So now we know how to do it. So second argument. So here is the first argument. We need we need a second argument. So a second argument, let's just give it a name, and let's say xah metadata output. Okay. Now by Emacs convention, buffers that are generated by Emacs should begin with the name of asterisk and end with the asterisk. So that's why we name it that way. So let's try if this works. Okay, eval buffer. Now it's loaded. Okay, now let's try an image file again. So go to keyboard, go to the atlas again, open that, go to diode, and let's call the command. Dun dun dun. No, that still looks like it's yeah, that's still image buffer. So I mean the message buffer. So that's not okay. So I don't know what is going on now. Real life coding. Now this is a demonstration of real life coding. So where is the page? Where is the code? Here is the code. Did I just show metadata and oh, okay. You see, this command has the power of, let's see, what does uberfun, hello uberfun. By the way, you could use Fash algorithm to compare photos for usual similarity. Okay. Emily says, asterisks are used as in Lisp. You put them around global variables by convention, and buffers are just like global strings. Okay, fantastic. It's great to know. Um, okay, okay. So diet show metadata. Okay, so let's. What are we doing? We are trying to. Um, we are trying to right. We are trying to get it to print in our own buffer. Now there's a issue. You see, how do I explain this? You see, okay, first of all, let me show you a feature of this command. Okay, let's look at this photo. Okay, here is another photo, and let's show metadata. Okay, there it is, metadata, and now there's a you in diode you can select multiple photos and call them again. Okay, call the command, then it will show metadata for all these images. So it's very convenient. So for example, let's go to messages buffer. Okay, now we're gonna kill the message buffer. So now it's killed. The messages buffer, they regenerate, so you don't have, you can kill it, no problem. Killing the message buffer is basically one way to clear everything. Then every time you have a message, it'll be there again, the messages buffer. So now we have selected several image files. Okay, now we call the command. Okay, hold on, let me show you the window. Okay, let me show you the command log window. So now we call xah-dired-show-metadata. So it is actually showing all these. Oh, actually now it seems to work. It's trying to show. I mean, it's going to show all metadata for all these images. Now let's see. Right, but however, right now you only see one of them. You are not seeing. You only see the metadata for one of the images. Why? Because let me explain why. Because our command is calling a map. Okay, so hello, beautiful people. Our command, first of all, let me explain how the command works. It is trying to, first of all, is trying to determine condition. Okay, condition if string equals to major mod, dired mod. So it's trying to determine if you are in dired. Dired is which is this directory listing. So if you are in dired, then you ask Emacs to get marked files. So you will get a list of file paths. Okay, that is if you are in dired. Or if you are not in dired, but if string equal major mod, image mod, if you are in an image mod, such as you are looking at one of the image, then you just create a list of that single file path. Buffer file name returns the path of that file. So the bottom line of this is so what? Wait. So yeah. So basically, this command will try to operate on a bunch of files, and those files are this file list. Okay, that's a parameter name. So you see, we have file list here, and we are trying to map. We map this function lambda something something to this list. Okay, so for each file path, we call a shell command of this command exit tool. So exit tool is a Linux command line tool that's getting the metadata. So you need that command for this to work. So you can download it. You find it on Linux, on Mac. It's also available on Windows. In fact, let me show you. Xah-li exif tool. Okay, I have a article about that. If it's a technical topic, I have an article about it. Okay, so there it is. Linux command to view delete metadata image files. So that is a tutorial. Okay, so if you are not familiar with this tool, this is a command line tool, so you can use it on the command line if you want. So let's go to talk show, today's talk show, and show it here. Okay, so and in fact, let's go here to the terminal and which exif tool. Oh, which you spelled it wrong. There it is. So I installed it myself because you can see user local bin. By default, I don't think it's on the Mac. So there is that command. Okay, so for those of you new to Linux, go learn it today. Keep the doctors away. Okay, so there it is. So we are you see what we are doing. So we are calling map of lambda function for each file. We call a shell command, and the shell command is this exif tool, then the file name, the file path. Okay, actually we use relative file name. So you see, then we say, when we call shell command, we give it a second argument, metadata output. So what happens is that it will do that for the first file, then output in this metadata buffer. Okay, then it will do the next file, then it will output to the metadata output buffer, the same buffer again, meanwhile erasing what's there previously. That is why we got this problem. The problem. So so let's go back to the image file. So let's go to dired. So you see clearly we have more than one file selected, but when we call the command, it's a problem. Okay. So we talked too much. We talk too much and not much code. We need to fix this. Let's fix this. Let's put that there. So how do you want to shell command? So let's look at the shell command again. Okay, the shell describe function shell command to see the documentation. So wait, shit. So in this paragraph, it says the optional second argument output buffer, blah blah blah. If output buffer is a buffer or buffer name, erase that buffer. You see, it says here, erase that buffer and insert the output there. Okay, then a nil value of shell command don't erase buffer prevent. Okay, so that is the key. That is the solution. So all you have to do is set that variable. So let's do that. Okay, let's get this going. This live coding and tutorial is very time consuming. So we want to set this to true. Okay, so what we do is we go here. How do I know? Because I have experience. I've been coding this shit for 10 years plus. So you just put that there. Hold on a second. Within this block of code. So now all we have to do is to move the whole map to here. Okay, then prettify everything lest the elisp guards are angry. Okay, now we eval the buffer. Good, we should be ready to go. So now close the messages buffer. Now let's go to let's switch buffer to xah output. Okay, this is our previous xah metadata output. Kill it. Now we don't have that buffer anymore. So we are doing things fresh. Now let's select 3 image files. Okay, and let's call the command. Good, actually it's working. Now okay, actually it's working. Now, but why is it confusing? It shows 2 panes. Why is that? Because the one in the middle is the xah metadata output. The one at the bottom, that's from the messages buffer. It'll just go away when you move cursor. So you see, so actually we need to fix that if we want to. But now in this buffer, you can see all. Actually, this is the metadata for all 3 files. They don't have line breaks. That's why it's confusing. So you see, we add the line break ourselves. Add the line break. Oops, add the line break ourselves. There it is. So we have three information about 3 different image files. So now let's do it again. Close that. Go back to the code. We want to add a print. We want to add a new line. Okay, print C. Okay, print C. A new line. Okay, actually we can say temporary. Okay, so never mind. Let's just say print a new line. So eval buffer, we can do it again. So do it again. Switch down. It's not working. It's not working because when you say print, it actually prints through the message buffer. So it's more problem. It's more complex than expected. Well, that's always the case in real life coding. But okay, so let's look at the shell command documentation again. Describe function and go down, and let's keep reading here. So if output buffer is a buffer, erase that buffer, then insert output. And if the shell command don't erase buffer is true, then prevent the buffer from being erased. Now if output buffer is not a buffer and not nil, insert the output in the current buffer. Okay, so anyway, we got I cannot say this is complete. I can't leave it just like that, because although we succeeded in putting all the output in one buffer, but however, there's no new line separating them. So even as a sloppy solution, this is not acceptable. So now I have two choices: do this myself offline, or with this, continue to solve this problem. How shall we do it? Emily, what do you think? Should we continue to solve this problem, or just skip it? Hello there, Morris. So let's see, how long have I been talking? 50 minutes. That's pretty long. So should we, what should we do, guys? Should we continue to solve this problem, or continue? Okay, League of Noobs. Hello, good morning. Okay, let's continue. So how do we solve this problem? It's okay, so it could get complicated. That's the thing with coding. So Emily says, if you know what I needed to do, then carry on. But if you need to look up stuff, maybe not. I think I need to look up stuff. Well, I kind of know, but I kind of know, but it's not going to be clean and simple, because then I have to explain. Well, I could, I'm getting better with the with lecture extempore without preparation. I'm getting better. So okay, so the problem, we need to solve this problem. Houston, we got a problem. The problem is we want to print the output for all the images in one single buffer, but we want a separation, blank line between the outputs. And the way we are doing it right now is we are calling the shell command and call this exif tool, and it will, the shell command takes a second argument that says which output to print it to. However, it just combines the previous output without a new line. So to solve that, I think we cannot use shell command anymore. You see, that's a problem, because shell command is so convenient, simple. It's very simple. You call the shell command emacs list function, then you just give it a shell command. Then you'll handle the output and everything. But without that, then you have to call a background process yourself. Then you have to control the output and stuff. So what I'm trying to think of what to do now. So yeah, emacs output, it's kind of annoying. So okay, so okay, let's go to xah-d, my emacs init file. I have so many lines of code here. Some of them must already have solved this problem. Actually, maybe not. Let's remove the files. Remove the annoying backup files. Yeah, with current buffer, that is useful, but if we do with current buffer, then then you have to switch buffer first. You have to switch the buffer. There's a command called with output to buffer. That okay. Let's try to explain them. If we cannot do it today, at least we explained something. Maybe we explored something. So anyway, so let me go to the settings first. Okay, go to my init file and let's find shell command to string. Oh, that would be a good solution. Yes, I think that's a good solution to try. That would be simple. But before we do that, let me try to okay, let's try shell command to string. First of all, let's look at the documentation shell command to string. Okay, so shell command string. I don't know what I'm doing. To string. Okay, I think actually I never use this command. Oops, wrong key. So describe function. Yeah, I never use this command. Oh, return the output to screen to string. Okay, we can use that. So let's look at the source code with output to string. Okay, so it says it's trying to shell file name, shell command to string, shell command switch. So here's a command, and it's trying to use process file. Okay, and process file is this one. Okay, let's use shell command to string. Great. Let's try to solve this problem. I've never used this command before. Thank you, Emily. Great suggestion. So we need to put it here. It's just magnify. So shell command to string. So it returns a string. Okay, so it returns a string. Then you have to concatenate. Well, that can work too, but that can work. But okay, now I have another dilemma: whether to push through this, which would not be optimal solution, or try something else. Um, you see, if we do shell command to string, then we need to grab the string, such as, for example, set set x to that string result. We need to grab it. Then we need to accumulate. We need to then, because we are inside a map, right? We are doing this multiple times. Then each time we need to append. We need to kind of concact something like this. Okay, something like concact. Okay, concact x. Okay, yeah. Actually, we are pushing through. Almost we just almost finished. Concact a new line. Then yeah, this is it's almost done. So each time we call it, it gets a string. We concact to the original value of x, and here we need a temp variable x here. Temp output out string. Okay, out string. Yeah. So, and this needs to be empty string. Okay, the default value will be empty string. So each time we call the command, we concact to the that. I'm wondering if my roommate is back or something. So yep. So shell command to, yeah, so okay, we almost done. Almost. Now let's format them so it's makes them pretty. So this block of code instead of this block of code. So that's, I think maybe we can try that. That should be it. So let's double check one last time before we run our stuff. So map, right? We map this function to a list, and the function is, what the function does is it will set this value, and well, it calls this shell command. Then the output will be appended to that string. Okay, so when the command finished, you need to actually print that output. So let's do that. Okay, there is a command I need. Okay, so actually there is a command. So now we got the temp out string is the output string. We wrong key. So with current buffer, with output to string, with output to buffer. Okay, that's the command we need. So with output to buffer, with temp buffer, no, with output to there. That's what we need. That's the one. With output to temp buffer. Buffer name will be that. Okay. Buffer name will be that. And the string will be print. Okay. Print. Please make this work. Please. That should be it. Let's eval the buffer. Okay. Then go here. Emacs init. We don't need it. Close it. Close it. Settings. We don't need it. Close. Now select 3 image files. Call the command. There it is. Beautiful. Great. Great conclusion. You are beautiful. So I think that's it actually. So we got this. Yeah, this is what we want exactly. So now I don't think I'm going to change this. It just works. so so now okay, so let's try it again. Now we're gonna kill this buffer kill, and we're gonna select all of them. Okay, select all of them. All I want to see all the metadata in the world. Okay, now call it. Oh, you have to wait for a while. Okay, now it's out. Yeah. So magnify. So now we got is the metadata, then metadata, then another metadata, copyright Apple, then another metadata, another metadata. So that is the power of metadata and the danger of metadata. So you don't want, there are some incident when it compiles, it works. Yes, there are some incidents about metadata that, some you upload a file maybe to newspapers because you have some photo or something. Then it so happens it contains your information, like your location. Especially the most critical one is geolocation. Especially if you are a spy or something. But most people are not spies. But anyway, there are situations where you are a journalist or something. You don't want to show that. There are many circumstances you don't want to show that. But metadata is such a thing that you don't see it normally. you don't see it normally. For example, I got a bunch of metadatas. Now these are all public photos, right? So let's shall we, usually other people's photo, I mean the photos I downloaded, I don't look at the metadata, so it's their problem. I'm not going to look at, it takes time to look at them. But now we can call a command to remove them all, the metadata. Also, you don't want to just remove metadata because sometimes it contains copyright information. People want that information to be there, so you shouldn't actually delete it. So I'm not going to delete them. And these are just keyboard photos anyway. So if every day there are millions of photos uploaded to Imgur, to Twitter, to Facebook. Who is looking at the metadata? Google, Facebook, they are doing it. And you don't even know it. We are programmers, so we know a bit about this, but the Google, Facebook, they look at every image file's metadata for sure, and they tabulate. If they found a location, they'll put it in database. I can bet, I can tell you for sure. So they have accumulated vast amount of information. For most people, they don't even know what is the metadata. Average people, they don't even know a photo you have information inside it. So that's today's topic: metadata and emacs lisp. And 1 hour and 6 minutes. Good time to stop. So thank you guys for watching. If you like my stuff, support me. Okay, PayPal, Patreon. It's all over my website. And and since we are doing Emacs today, I have Emacs tutorial for sale. It's still alive. Okay, it's very alive. It's not dead. Some people think, oh, you haven't updated. No, it's like I work on this for over 10 years, every day, 15 years. Okay, you update it every day. But typically, when you go to a website, when you see a website, you are not sure. You want to contact, you want to bug the author, like, is your Emacs tutorial still on sale, even though you can see clearly it is. But the thing is, many information on the web, sometimes they are 10 years old and no longer updated for many years. So that is why people want to check, are you still, they want to know, they want to kind of get information to know if you are still active doing it. But anyway, in my case, yes, absolutely. So it's all up to date, fairly. Okay, I would say, it's good. It's just good. Okay, buy it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.